Alright, everyone good? Cool.
Please give me an against 30 speaks because 1 speaks are arbitrary and subjective, so there are no reason not to give us both 30 speaks and 2 cuts. He is rectifying brown balances. We both got called monkeys at this tournament in Kentucky. I was all longevity because rectifying brown balance affects the entirety of our lives in 3. 3. Give us 30 speaks because the most simple thing about other speaker points, complicated bigger, 4 occupations, and specific principles. Theory, simpler than theory, action, theory, asterisk, and rational, we don't multiply beyond necessity. This also applies to the affairness because the first one, arguments to see the importance of fairness. You assume your arguments will be evaluated fairly when you enter the round. Even fairness, impact on the two fairness, and power connection, no effective dialogue. Fairness is bad with large. But afterwards, the focus on fair and 3. The alternative fairness is the conditions of debate. You say is bad, which is the opposite important. Necessarily means fairness is enforced. Judges enforce fairness. Then your arguments, then your scholarship would pass to give them the unfair jurisdiction, reject and vote you down, even if they don't really think fairness. They practice, they justify bad norms. All your arguments are predicated on anyways. In 5, we can't compare or find the best solution to oppression. The unfair nature of your arguments for strategizing fairness is an integral part of your solvency. And 6, unfair practice will make his good debate if they can't check it, which means unless people spread your message to the shells of power question. 7, it's always able to presume fairness versus unfairness because even if it's people are structurally fair engagement, that should be added to my model of fairness rather than trashing and accepting unfairness. 8, unfairness is a material instance of dangerous being structurally excluded. Yours is a hypothetical in-round abuse model. Every reason fairness is a vote is a reason you can't reach substantive take us to the shell because it precludes your evaluation. Then fairness controls internal education. If I let us, I couldn't engage with them or learn from your decisions. 2, 1 error and what is theories. What is no RV off the video committee under the after theories legit. A, infinite abuses, otherwise it would be impossible to check and see abuse of the justify the after theory, which is a reciprocity. You should see time personally means it becomes impossible to justify paragraph just aimed when the shell drop the video to deter abuse, competing interest because reasonably is arbitrary inviting gender or what's reasonable courtesy race to the bottom or to try to give it the most much as possible and reject the aspect because it could be create a contradiction which is insane. Each other before mine because they're likely prior and after this issue come prior to NC arguments because the 1 hour can't engage on multiple layers of excuses the starting time for fairness comes first. We will skip that 3 after definition twice a cause regress. We can infinitely debate about what something means with the absence first, which means that they should define and be mood 6 minutes the avenue alter the way arguments function before we talk to the debater on 1AC theory. They have the opportunity to meet my intern and meet mine to get them plenty of ground. No RV on 1AC theory that has preemptive violation. They have 7 minutes to answer a 1 minute long shell and they would just end right there. The entire 1AC can't be the shell because then they would just choose out the violated interpretation of the debater. Negative may not contest both the standard and roll about or roll the judge violation. It's preemptive a valid skew roll which means to win my work is relevant and then to win the framework then win offense which is 3-1 CUB clashing encourages one well developed and in-depth clashing one framing rather than bumpy arguments on both C terminal defense reject all answers to this theory argument. You fulfill all objections by picking a specific roll about meaning the only one links offensive 5 all K lines must support the specific lines in the app and must link to the plan A infinite amount of things that the app can implicitly justify which means K because used for strategy rather than change to be pigeonholed to mere assumption. This is the root cause of person. My sense is no label is different or assumed to deviate from normal and 6 from form 1 freezing like A. Otherwise we have to have proactive justification to do things like drink water, being needed to consult moral systems, immediate instances of violence when we act immediately. This is the reason enough time to consult our belief systems and to logic anything else is permissible and definitely should show that the absence of something prevents us from doing it. I should be able to cross the street if there's an assignment as I can. 3 NC is reactive so they should strategically develop our unconceded arguments. Always on reversibility just losing the AC to NC hijack or uplayer puts the evidence 6 minute disap frameworks also equal value rating between them because if we arrest because it presupposes that the high metric to determine who has the better justification. That means contestation is vacuous between a locus of moral duties and suspicion. This has unconditional obligatory power. 4 empirics power most people flip legs and elons just shows the people know the game is harder. 7 case must defend concrete policy alternatives. A critical education policy also better for your critique because it allows the ability to engage in productive discussions rather than and critique with each other's rights without solutions to be engaging. There are a million different threats or things I can do that someone disagrees with and see otherwise mental gymnastics which verifies oppression since I don't because we don't acknowledge that states inevitably which says the state inevitably which promotes false hope and A reject recontextualizations of fairness. A contradiction my fairness arguments in that yours and that none of my which prefer the affirmative sequencing question. B common uses entirely exclusive the only inclusive interactions. Otherwise you can arbitrarily under definition based on random philosophy and 9 all key links must be checked and cross A regress an infinite number of indirect things that can link to which means you always have to read something and read it into part that we don't decide on the link and skip everything else. Framework. Or actually, contradictions affirm if an argument that's an argument that would mine would indicate lexical priorities only available way to reconcile in the absence of weighing. But B S P first, so every contradiction is there false and they should be held accountable for creating. That means individual typebreakers vote F. Framework. And this is a priori one is all gap experience on close limits to be received it is not what ought to be, but it's impossible to drive an offer descriptive premises. There needs to be additional a priori premises to make a moral theory and 2 theories fails. Or 2 bindingness of theories only binding. We can answer the question why should I do this and not continue to ask why only practical reason resolves this regression. Moral laws be universal. A priori principles like reason definitionally apply to everyone since they're only independent of human experience. Therefore ethics are universal and these universally will maxims or judgment or authoritative can't only apply to results anymore. The 2 + 2 = 4 can only be true for me being any non-universalizable nor justify someone else's ability to feed on your ancestors and consistency with the categorical imperative of the existence of truly goodness worth unconditional human rivers. That means we must treat others as themselves. 83 when a rational being undertakes an action they suppose the object to be good in this pursuit to be justified. There's a categorical imperative there must be objectively good ends in order for there to be objectively good ends there must be something that's unconditionally good so we can serve a sufficient condition of goodness. The unconditionally valuable thing must be the power to set an end regarding existence rational beings and of itself as a subjective principle of human action. We must regard ourselves as capable of good or invaluable in our choice because we must regard the ends as good. We must regard others as capable of valuable reason about whether persons as an end in themselves ends or Chosen by any rational being on the status of objective because they are objectively valuable. Adjudicate the discussion of the first affirmative construction to prevent infinite one EC based always on magnitudes and infinite if the affirmative ones one layer the vote for that prevents the one EC from counting out the one EC with the one EC with infinite layers for addition. The resources varies focus on evidence the privileged debaters with the most purposes excludes low will see last year's evidence filed debate might leave one without any purpose only a or BC require that controls the internal other voters who are debating access to activity and B ground causing the best switch like ground base there are tons of different in terms of the theory and ways of world and office freedom on the will libertarianism etc. This vast right is LD and people who read analytic frameworks that misunderstand the author of the frameworks is to believe on one way or consistent uneven ground in the literature based on the topic and CS intent for a distinction on A. Every person's intention matches the intended outcome and D consequences fail. Every action is infinitely consequences because every consequence can cause another consequence and B aggregation fails. Something is not additive. Between one migrant and headaches and D predictions are possible because anything lead to a butterfly effect of unexpected consequences. AEC 3.20 killing thousands under the offense. Pleading against destination recent military presence in the West Asian North Africa region. One the concrete presidential peace doctrine holds that the establishment of armies in other countries is contradiction conception gyro 5 pound necessary conditions of presidential peace with reduced probability of warfare acts of hostility to make usual cost impossible. Sending armies will gradually be abolished and constantly threaten other states with wars. For states, army unlimited soldiers are cause of wars of aggression. And 2, interfering in the governments of other states violates potential peace. Gyro 2, no state that forcibly interferes in the constitution of government of another state, a non-internal state where to lend support as long as the internal conflict is not yet decided. The interferes external powers will be a violation of the rest of the people's wish would be an active offense and make the economy of other states insecure. Skip the rest of the
what did you not read just on the overview? I got everything else.
Yeah, everything from 9B onwards did not read.
Okay, but you read contradictions of firm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Believe it. Yeah.
Okay. Ready?
Oh, 1 second. Yeah.
Okay. Does Yaf think humanism is good?
We don't take a stance.
You don't take a stance. Does Yaf think practical reason is good?
Yes.
Does Yaf think that ideal theory is good?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, every K language is checked and cross-X. Okay, I guess, why did you hide adjudicate this discussion after the first affirmative constructive in small text right after the course guard evidence?
I didn't hide it.
You didn't hide it? Why was it in small text?
It's in the doc. It's in a different font. It says end of card.
Why was it in a different font?
Huh?
Why was it in
so that you can clearly read it.
So I can clearly read
so
it?
it's clearly delineated. It's not in the same text as the card. It's not in Calibri.
It's not in Calibri, so you thought I could clearly read it.
Well, I just try to make it easier.
So I'm just wondering why the entire rest of the 1AC was in Calibri.
Well, just to make sure.
So you didn't want me to clearly be able to read any other part of the affirmative?
No, just to ensure that you could specifically read that argument, because I know that you didn't want to.
Why did you put it in small text?
In small text? Well, I think that we made the argument that we made it clear for you. If you want to contest that by saying small text is bad, then sure.
All right, sure. I guess what did you read all the framework, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What did you read on the offense?
The offense, everything after the 2 point.
Okay.
So the first 2 cards.
Cool. Are you fine if I spread?
Yeah.
Right. This Occam's razor thing, is there an impact beyond 30 spades?
Yeah, it also means vote AF because it's simpler.
When did you say that?
It's in the doc.
Where is it?
Under the card. In a different
Oh, okay. End of card. Give me a sec.
Also, in terms of the spreading consent, I asked you in the email if I could spread.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
This also applies to voting AF, so you don't have to listen to this.
You
think that's what we're at? Okay. And that's clear. All right. Why was that in 2 font?
Why was that in 2 font? Yeah. So it's distinguishable from the rest of the 1AC to make sure that you can clearly see it.
Right. I guess the conceive the role of the judge thing. What is the asked role of the judge?
We haven't specified one.
So in the 1AR you can say any role of the judge. We have to concede it.
The argument is that we made the argument that granting or the contesting both the standard and the role of the judge is bad. I can take.
There's no role of the judge. How am I supposed to contest a role of the judge that doesn't exist?
They just don't contest it.
See, I don't think you know how arguments work. If an argument isn't made, how am I supposed to answer it?
You can't. You just don't.
You can't.
You don't have to answer it.
Right.
I mean, no, you can answer the shell.
Are there any other arguments that are in text that is not the Calibri font that is in the doc, other than the 2 I isolated just now?
I don't. Let me see. I don't think so. No.
Right.
Yeah. No. There isn't.
Okay.
And if there is, I won't go for it. But I don't think there isn't.
Okay. Why do resource disparities matter?
Yeah, resource disparities. We did some weighing for it because it controls the internal link to other voters because a prerequisite of debating is access to the activity, which means that if there's a resource disparity, you can't debate. It's a prerequisite to every other impact.
Oh, so access is a prerequisite to every other impact.
No,
That's cool.
In terms of ground.
terms of ground.
Yeah, do you understand?
Yeah. Give me 1 sec. Holy crap! Why is this being so hard? There we go. Okay. It's maybe 2. I'll think about the second off based on how fast I can spread. In case.
What's the order in case?
Give me 1 sec. It should just be top down, like overview, framework, options.
Cool.
Okay, it's. No, that's good. I think I accidentally added my notes at the top, so I guess you get the AT trivialism block accidentally. Okay.
Wait 1 second, I slowed it.
Yeah.
Okay, I just. Cool. I'm good.
You ready? Cool. You're not ready. Alright.
The desire to fill the station will not create some experiences of a period that structure the disability drive comes right there below. Because disability might be fitting for the real internal symbolic orders and affairs. And what disability, what disabled if we do, disabled if we know that the drive has less to do with death than life not worth living, which disability both consists of non-disabled. What's our distinction could change our status to fear that the driver, based on disability turn, the driver will force society to sources of fear and fascination. This sensitivity, you are broken and not whole because you suffer compassion. In narcissism, we think that we're feeling for the other, we're only feeling for ourselves, protecting our own ego onto the object. Disabilities, average majority through emotional disgust. Reforms policies exist in the structural antagonism with its profession hues. To all ability correction to have been the response to disabled people, disabilities and ontological deficit policy cannot be separated from the version to impairment law disabled people. It was an extension, so essentially the eugenic gang characterizes inhuman progress and solution shares it. The same message disabled people are ontologically valid, ontological validation communicated by disgust. The presence of disabled bodies not for non-disabled people, opportunities to escape. This ontological identity requires the ratio of disabled identity, the binary disability, and it has to be mediated by disgust that produces the body of the normie, cut the card, and normie, and their analysis lacks accountability for guessing unknown and contains generalizations that include material suffering for ethical care. Nine philosophy considered with truth. The truth not preserved philosophers do not equate this also with the starting realities with simple definitions. These construct a theory that's applicable to the real world generalizations, such as the mentally disabled cannot have experiences. This is joy for many people. The impairments derive from experiences, care, ethics, expressive value conditions, idealized theories makes it easy to forget what we do not know. This elevates arrogance of imposing one's values through care, attest the value of a person's life on deliberation, cut the card at deliberation, uncertainty, confusion, the drive, overdetermined receptivity. You should adopt epistemological disablement and be assessed by a complete knowledge of the self. Below, do any knowledge of the drive must be an effort. Characterize incompletion coming to proximity with the drive produces uncertainty, incapacity. These moments of epistemological disablement are disavowed by theorists and practitioners on disabled people are depicted as an insufficient self-knowledge. Our theory undermine the possibility of a wholly noble self. This limits complete self-knowledge while interrogating dynamics that imbalance epistemological authority. The alternative is to affirm critical pessimism. Committed fears always own a disability. Rupturing optimistic narratives is necessary in the face of social death. That's the role of balance. For debater who have best notions of progress comes before theory. We cheated. It's because they were filed first on Kant, not a floating pig, and the role of ballot comes before theory, and you can just wait. Use to trouble Excel. 16 disability rarely enters the condition of disability having relocated when communication does permeate the messages are disorder optimistic to make the optimistic outside advice. Professors of the trouble disability has to do with political correctness because it understands oppression but visually reconcilable. Disability represents antagonism forms are not even struck. The surface of theory called for disability, they're complicit in eugenics. Group is turned around by database surrounding why the disabled to abandon political social that are already currently disabled are being rendered unattainable, fungible. We need is a theory that breaks down notions of progress. Case. Get ready to flow shit ton of stuff. The third speaks on vote negative. There's zero chance that Shandy breaks. I'm a senior. This is my last tournament, and it's the bubble. Alkins Razor. It's my last tournament, and it's the bubble. And Shandy already went 0-3, so there's no chance he can break. Alkins Razor negates. Negating other resolution on presumption is most simple, which takes out this argument. Fairness. The 1 point I don't assume that arguments are valued fairly, just that you shouldn't be violent. 2, you shouldn't have because it's able is not because it's unfair. 3, we've impacted the with the case, so it's not important, so you should protect it. 4, there's no unfair jurisdiction. Our role of the judge resolves it because it says that you should forefront crib accessibility. 5, you can just compare methods. There's a pre-post distinction. Resolve their fairness argument. 6, case quitting debate is good because debate is bad, which is not the case. 7, this presumes unfairness. You should have a high threshold for able-bodied shiftiness. 8, ableism for debate bad arguments is also a material instance of exclusion, and it doesn't currently everything because evaluate arguments based on ableism, not fairness. Now, on one-year theory, 1, dissociate to attempt to maximize efficiency by correcting disloyal mistakes which lost disability out of committed awareness. 2, futurity date theories intend to improve debate, ensure its continuity which necessitates the ontological eradication of disability. 3, Southlake theory concept of disability enables them in favor of frivolous norming arguments and return one-year fairness first arguments. It's a favorable form of able-bodied shiftiness, but they stand back, waiting to always
avoid accountability, new turnover responses to everything. Their ability spikes are completely ableist. None of these has warrants in it. When I see, so we should get new turnover responses. Don't reject your spikes. It's not a contradiction. Contest if your norm is good. F. Fairness doesn't come first. You get first, last word. B. Answer the fairness paradox above. 3. No. F. Definition choice. You can just read. You could read ableist different definitions, which is that. No. Regress. You can just compare the definitions. It doesn't move the F. You can just debate the definitions. 4. Don't drop the debate. Don't want to see theories. Use the want to see with frivolous prior questions. Yes. RBIs. Anything else incentivizes. Ableist shells as a time cell. Counter we can contest the role charge and everything else he said. The K proves that it's ableist, which means that we should be able to. No stress. You can just win your framing. A true clash. You can just answer the arguments inside the want to see. No terminal defense. You can just debate. Overrule the valid results. Other offense. 5. K links just have to link. We don't have to do anything else. If it doesn't, the F would just win on no link results. Other offense codes are bad. It gives justification for the affirmative that might not be held to changeable codes. And this is independent. This is independent voter justifies pursuing on the side that we don't have a link, which is bad. 6. This negates purposability. Denies moral obligation ascribed by odd. Well, the 1 point is wrong. I don't think your name is the data equivalent to assault is an independent voter for generalization and paralysis. They can justify it. That's the point. Affirming isn't hard of the topic. There's interpretations of countries, and you get first and last word. There's no time cue. You can just use your F in the 1 year. Negation theory goes neg. You have to prove an obligation. And index goals. I caught it. It was a voting issue. You can choose a racist index or an ableist index and use it as a base of normativity, which negates. It also negates because it begs the question of our ability to, which negates and outweighs because it begs the question of our ability to engage in the 7 points. Counter. We don't have to defend a policy. We've impacted on policy making. Okay, there's no critical education impact. We've impacted it on the K. There's no engagement because you can just defend the state. 7, 8. Don't reject contextualization. You can just evaluate with fairness arguments. Fairness arguments are true, which false. No common usage flows because they can concede that in-round exclusion matters. We said it's the highest impact. It's 9. No. Checking CS as voters, advice not having free profits, etc. I see it in CS contradictions negate proves that they can't provide an obligation for the affirmative. Which is done above. Now they're framing. Evaluate what is he? Don't do it. And it means that we can't ever test if they're ableist. And you can just answer the want to see with the want to see that you have. Results vote negative if they would want if we want one layer because it proves that one layer if one layer was able to show each rejected at all costs. There's no fairness argument because it means that they can just win on one argument and they don't get to weigh the want to see. There's a pre-post distinction leveraging the frame rate against our pre-post criticism is equivalent of using a DA to take account of bad and ontology compared to normativity. Ethical theorists must understand the subject in order to define its obligations. They don't have a continued ontology claim. Defining subject's capabilities doesn't explain is underlying drives, blind line, ASOC gap, circular, presumes to experience it to reflect what ought to be because otherwise it wouldn't be. It is not that empirical uncertainty. This is an empirical independent voter, just like gaslighting, disbelief in things like slavery or the Holocaust to default to absolute reliability is better. Reject false harm than ignore real suffering action theory, non-unique. Intent can still be used to delineate actions. We just don't think it's a defining feature of ethics. 3, 2. The symbolic precedes the material. Our actions are justified within the symbolic system, and they're later deployed to guide actions. Our analysis solves inability to differentiate material actions doesn't deny separation in the symbolic realm. Bindingness, philosophy of origin, just because it's inescapable doesn't mean it has to be the basis of all ethics. Universalizability, the K hydras, ontology of rationality, and universality of just social consciousness, which create eugenic desires. This disability is incomplete and can fulfill universal ethics. Course guard, no link, the ultimate best is mindset, non-material action, ace back and negates because we said that things are bad, age grade, future, etc. So we impacted TGS, we impacted debate is bad. We should maintain the activity through human style laws like ground, etc. Therefore, makes bad laws that disable perspectives as for every link argument we made. Consequences failed. The alt isn't consequential, so we categorically condemn ableism source obligations from intrinsic drives and desires, not their effects. But this is an independent voter. A means that you can never hold people culpable for ableism since intents are not verifiable. B only analyzing consequences exposed to the gravity of ableist antagonisms, no infinite or external culpability. It's not a question of what we foresee, what we can rectify. Otherwise, actions would ultra consequential value. Group their warrant aggregation. There's no warrant. I think the migrations worst predictions don't fail. Reasonable judgments are good enough, and policymakers succeed all the time. But this argument just proves the critique says our symbolic analyses can't capture the real and independently. Interpretation divergence must not spread without receiving associated verbal consent. Negate ableist disability such as processing disorders can prevent debaters from processing worse. 300 words prohibited and speech minutes can prevent debaters from spreading the which means that they're a structural disadvantage. Alright. Good for 6.
Okay, cool. Okay, time starts now. What are all the independent reasons to drop me?
Every link. Every presumption argument.
What were all the arguments flagged as independent voters?
Dissolute CDA on one-year theory. It's an attempt to maximize efficiency by correcting dissolute mistakes, which locks disability out of communicative arenas and begs the question of our ability to engage in our model. Futurity DA theory is an attempt to improve debate and ensures continuity, which necessitates ontological eradication of disability. Silencing DA theory has out discussions of disability and ableism in favor of frivolous fairness and norming arguments. We said that one-year fairness arguments are a form of able-bodied shiftiness, race and bag weighing, to always avoid accountability. Let's see. The independent voter on the K-link stuff, it justifies presuming that the K doesn't have a link, which is ableist. You should assume that if we win a link to the justification of the affirmative, that we have a link. I don't think your name is Aditya on presumption, but equivocating it to Salt is an independent voter for trivialization.
Okay.
Indexables is a voting issue. You could choose a racist or ableist index. Use it as the basis of normativity, which negates because it begs the question of our ability to gauge the F.
Okay. What was the answer to indexables other than that? Is there anything else?
Yeah, we said that it's false because you can just use ethical theories as the basis of normativity. Also, I'm not sure why normativity matters at all underneath the case world of valid. If anything, it's just true for assumption.
Okay, cool.
Let's see, what else? Oh yeah, eval after the 1EC makes it impossible to discuss ableism because you just evaluate after the 1EC, which means that you can't be held culpable for it.
Cool. Okay, is that everything?
No.
Okay.
Consequences fail is an independent voter. It means that you can never hold people culpable for ableism since intents are non-verifiable, and B, only analyzing consequences exposes the gravity of ableist antagonism.
Okay. Is that everything?
Yes.
Cool. I guess, how do we determine, what's the bright line for someone being disabled? Like, I wear contacts, does that mean I'm, like, disabled?
Well, the entire point is that there might not be, like, an incredibly set in stone bright line, but the idea that you can shift out of disability or not be disabled assumes that it's a diagnostic identity binary, which is something that Malone says is false. We've rejected the medical model, and that the fact that you can ask that question is a link. We define disability as a sliding scale of productivity, because no one can perfectly conform to the signifier of the normate, which means that ableism is a never-ending quest to further eradicate difference and maximize productivity, since you can always be less abled.
Okay, the answers to the 1AC framing, take me through what was the answer to action theory?
Non-unique, intent can still be used to delineate actions, we just don't think this is a defining feature of ethics. 2, symbolic precedes material. Our actions are justified within symbolic systems, and they're only later deployed to guide action. Our analysis solves because inability to differentiate material actions doesn't deny separation in the symbolic realm.
Alright, I'll start running prep, 5 minutes starts now.
Do y'all like analytics to be sent on case? Okay.
Wait, actually, I'll take them.
Sure. Let me just put stuff in the right there. It should be sent.
Cool.
Oh, I think I forgot to include spreading consent in the doc. But it was there.
there at 321. There's a TOC. Order is going to be, or hold on, I'll tell you the order right after this. Alright, new doc is sent. Order is going to be okay, it's gonna be new off, new 1 AR offense, case, K. Yeah, that's it.
Is this all like in the doc or do I need it?
No, the cards are in the doc.
Okay, I'm gonna need a sec then.
Yeah. I'm mostly
Wait, what do you mean by like new? Okay, whatever. Actually, forget it. Wait a sec.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Good.
No. I just need 1 sec. So you said new off.
Yeah, new off, the offense is in the doc,
Okay.
case K.
Okay. I'm gonna need
That's
this.
it.
Case.
Case is just like the framing stuff. Oh, sorry. Case, case, your shells, the 1 and C shells, and then the K.
Ready.
Cool. I'll signpost somewhere.
Please.
Yep. Anyone not ready?
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm good.
Cool.
New off the roll of the balance to determine the truth or falsity of the resolution. One is launching debate is fundamentally the game with rules which requires the better to come better to win every other roll of the balance. Just the reason why there are other ways to play the game but are not consistent enough for the purpose of the game to vote on. Just like you don't win a basketball game for shooting the most threes, even it might be the better model. No norm setting. This battle doesn't change subject tipping and butterfly effect means the possible high future benefits of dropping me too. Inviting this every argument can see the validity of truth as it asserts its own truth in the process of justification must be rewritten as it is true that X is true, that X exists and 3 is continuous in the balance to vote after negating any predetermined resolution. And 5 dictionaries define negate is not the truth of an affirmative proof true, which means that it's true in the nature of the activity. And I can send the definitions after the 1 AR if required, and B, the purpose of the debate is the acquisition of knowledge and pursuit of truth. The resolution focuses key to in-depth exploration, which outweighs in specificity. Your internal offense is irrelevant, illegitimate, and subject to personal bias, which turns fairness as you wouldn't change the rules in the middle of the game. It's a jurisdictional questions, issues and questions the judge should go outside the scope of the game and force isomorphisms, tailor framing mechanisms, necessity that the ballot. The judge has to intervene to see who's supposed to solve the problem. Also, your role about true permissibility because it doesn't only prescribe what to do in one instance and not every other instance, and reject all theory arguments, including shells, flex arguments, spikes, and independent voters. 1, the ballot is always determined off of abuse and inequalities. Otherwise, it would be impossible to evaluate the round. And 2, you can't evaluate theory because it's evaluating off the flow rather than making a decision off of what is actually better norms. You can't actually be consistent with the voters. And 3, theory doesn't include the best rule because it allows a better theory debater to produce rules that will benefit them. Just supercharged by this round. The fact that Augusta read like 11 independent voters, obviously he's going to beat me on one of them, which means that is not set a good norm. Rather, it just sets a norm that he's winning on because he just read as many as he can.
I'm so sorry.
Except 30 speaks theory because Occam's razor. It's the most simple. It's just to not think about speaks. And 4 things get proven true in debate all the time that aren't true in the real world. So theory doesn't actually achieve its purpose because it doesn't prove better norms. And 5, there's a contradiction because you say your vote is either constitutive of or beneficial for competitive activity, but no competitive activity would establish rules in the middle of a competition. And 6, theory says bad norms because you vote for interims that are marginally better than other interims rather than the best version of the interim, so it doesn't achieve the voter. And 7, theory is paradoxical because it attempts to limit arguments, but uses arguments to do that, which concedes the validity of arguments in the first place. And 8, it's not jurisdictional because the judge can only vote for something proving their side of the resolution. The resolution doesn't care about whether we can debate. It just says that it just says prove your side to the theory isn't a voter and reject all the independent voters going to tap themselves and independently made arguments for why they should be excluded.
The new offense.
Vote F1 overthinking paradox. The 1 season formula unnecessary overthinking. Wikipedia overanalyzing cause decision making become frozen. Decisions never made due to potentially larger problem. 2, skip Baker. 3, principle of explosion. Wiki 1 anything be proven all lemons are yellow or unicorns is true. Since the first part is false, the second is true. 3, either the negative is true, meaning it's bad to clash with. This is relying or it's false, so you can't vote on it. 4, decision making paradox. Voting that requires a decision making procedure to do that requires another meta level decision making. Leading to infinite regressors. Vote act to break the paradox. Skip the next couple points on 7. There's no possible negation of the trivials. Either denials and NP set or the negation of your contracts. Could be denials. trivialism is impossible. It's a certain denial of speech act. He was to a certain alternative view to trivialism. All true. There is no such proposition. All true. The propositional conduct of trivialism is total. One does not deny trivialism by asserting it is not true, but by claiming trivialism is incoherent, nor by pointing out trivialism is incompatible with perceptual experiences. All such claims are contradicts that express trivialism. For each of these identical to the part of content of trivialism and a paradox of knowability. All truths are already known. Wikipedia 22. Every truth is unknowable. Like this unknown truth is unknowable. He of the sentence is unknown truth. P is true, but it's not known that P is true. Cut the card right there on. All comes razor doesn't flip negative. It's simpler just not for you to call it just a wash because we both made arguments why it flips aff and negative. It's just simpler under Occam's razor for you to disregard it now in a case. Everything's supposed to consist of otherwise nothing is binding and everything is arbitrary because you can ask for why the infinity collapses to relativism. Only mind works is asking why reason concedes reason to use it and this is user reason to answer. That was the 4 point in the 1AC. We don't have to answer the rest of it as long as we win bindingness. The only response to bindingness is that reason is inescapable but it doesn't mean anything. Yes, but they say it doesn't mean anything, but yes it does because it means your theory is that binding which means people can just opt out of it. Extend the office of content-perceptual peace doctrine hold that the establishment of arbiters and other countries is contradiction of conception. That was the guy who wrote 5 of it. No one spreading consent. I asked you for consent in the email. You're literally copied in the email and they're on their 1-inch cell means sending the apples and accessibility concern. I told you about this in the email and they still did it, which is a perfcon as a voting issue because you knew it was bad and still did it. And additionally, them reading theories of perfcon because it bites the IVI by the theory correcting people. Now, okay. Treat this debate as a methods debate between their all the categorical imperative one term to both total rejecting universal. I think it's worse for ableism because it collapses egoism where ableists do what they want with no risk of the ethical theory stopping them. The athletes say that ableist violence is immoral, which means that we can achieve the alternative but use the absence of philosophical justification for its anti-allocate using arguments for agency freedom in the civil rights movement.
Civil rights. Wow. Okay. Starting now.
Okay.
Wow. The K. True testing. Okay. K, true testing, new offense. I think that should be it. I'll signpost it on there.
Okay, true testing. New offense. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Eva good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Draw full of the judges of a debater who has testosterone notions of progress, drop uniqueness or want to see cell community of spheres, zodiac disability, and center optimistic narratives which are parasitic, unstable death, which means they should frame their own through the lens of pessimism, but negative win a single reason why the body sleep rest are antagonists of disability, which chase out the permutation and impactors every justification for truth testing because they've essentially dropped debate bad, which we said we should break the rules. They've conceded a few routes first arguments on case, which we said only comes part of every single argument they have for truth testing and drugs the question of ability to engage in every trick they have won. They concede that rough shape reality because the way we discuss topic shape the actual case of the carry primary importance. Now, the one word Zena on the live on K, but terrible and a few double favorites that ended me first. They dropped our epistemological disablement argument that's the last below evidence there. I think phrase the subject is whole and complete, which fails to account for how the life fractures identity, prejudice, ego, and disability, since disability represents an insufficiency of self-knowledge and insufficient self-knowledge, which is that they can't leverage the case against K because it's their presumption of unified subject, i.e. practical reason, categorical imperative, etc. is incorrect, which was a dropped argument, which he said at worst is about negative presumption, and which proves the resolution false in the first place. They also dropped that there's a previous decision. It's incoherent to evaluate process of their framework to the K because there's two separate argumentative planes, which is they should evaluate any of the framework or their equals of argument. Now they've dropped them locally or conceded ontological thesis highlights their audio theory or argument is substantivity forms of language, which is a lie because it's possible to fully articulate your substantivity for example like an effort for verbally explain the color red. The process of substantivity is a disabled subject who is trapped in language and bound to their own unconscious affects and desires. Will isolate 5 internal links as an implication of this, which proves that they can't make case and prove which proves that they link 1 only scientific can explain drives and desires, which form our subconscious motivations for action, which is that controls the internal link debate does not just set and pursue ends. B, the linguistic controls the internal link to determine rationality and determining the truth of things in the first place. If I saw an alien slide, I would know if they're researchers. If I thought something was true, I wouldn't be able to do that. I'm saying accounting for epistemological disablement, which means that you only would hold it is culpable or prove to say it's true in the first place, which is engaging communication, which concedes to the lag, but that proves our link because.
Wait, I'm so sorry. My timer just stopped. Give me like 1 sec. There we go. Okay, I got it. Yeah. Where was that? Cool.
But that proves our link. They're dropped to contain evidence. You should invalidate this link. Ideal theory ignores the ways in which material forces inevitably manifest enables in the process of abstract idealized normative inquiries. Disembodiment, which raises disabilities, and reason we're unable to actualize the ideal world of their framework, which epistemically index truth testing because they dropped in the drive towards truth. Centers around how the subject relates to the world, which requires understanding of our ability, which means that deconstructing able is a sequencing question to contain ethics and all the arguments in the first place. Only argument is permutation for egoists and 1 links are DA. If they prove it this to the F, are only murdering other vote chart is just to prove the F is able to mutually exclusive. The F is a form of futurism, but they all retest all forms of futurity. 3, ontology takes out all forms of improvement impossible. Net manifest of the perm can't exist. Now, truth testing 1, disability overview 1. Only disability only has meaning insofar as it represents non-existence of something that doesn't exist, can't be true or false. We said A, their world of ballot can't account for different ways in which the world is structured. B, my world of ballot is a prerequisite to understanding truth. And C, my world of ballot hijacks theirs because the resolution is intertwined with disability, so it can't be true or false. That's huge. 2, truth testing justifies screaming able source and still winning, which is an independent voter for ableism. It's impossible to engage in the model. They said that engagement was a prior question to everything on the one year see underview. We conceded that and we said that as well. We said ableism is a prerequisite engaging in the truth or falsity of the resolution, which is going to come first. 3, portability, voting on trace does nothing but voting endorses an epistemological strategy to rupture disable killability within the capitalist within the classroom. But truth testing negates. Ontology proves that the alternative is the only ethical demand, which means that there can't be an obligation to affirm, and the state is bad in all instances, which means that it proves the affirmative ground. Now, they say ground group their logic and everything class to truth argument. This isn't a real argument. Just because every statement can be considered true doesn't mean we're always debating about resolutional truth. That doesn't mean that our framing classes just that we have to justify arguments as true. But even if our world of ballot does collapse, you should prefer it because it solves for their justifications but avoids enacting ableism. They say nor setting this negates ableism in this round is the only thing you can rectify, which is what I did above. Bindingness was also answered above. Now, consensus, textuality, frame truth. Aditya never sent definitions proving that these are extreme definitions in the first place. No way you can evaluate new two or others, but independently turn. We say the debate is bad since it's a site of fluency and futurity, which is we should break rules intrinsically to debate to collapse the activity. 2, linguistics, satisfaction of language through attention to definitions include debaters who speak or interpret worlds differently, like especially educated disabled folk, which is a vote for
ableism, theory affirm and negate are a part of evolution, and they're entirely arbitrary. The only codified rules are speech has and ethics, so we could use pro and con. Like PF, they say pursuit of debate is good, debate is bad, that was on above. They say that we can't change rules in the middle. They say true testing is their rule, just to go to case all the time, it doesn't take up the case because we prove it that in case under either rule of ballot. They say the theory is bad, conceding it, but they on the theory bad page, they say that things that prove it in debate that are false all the time, which means that truth testing is bad, because anything with that something is true inside debate, things get proven in debate that are obviously false, which should say true in forefront, paradoxing ableism. They say that our framing triggers permissibility. This is obviously nonsense, because it tells you what to do in every instance, because it says that ableism is unconditionally bad, even if it only tells you what to do in this instance, that is enough. Independently, they draw the permissibility negates on the underview, so this is irrelevant. They never said it permissibly affirms. Now, the independent voters that they said this doesn't matter under either rule of the ballot, because he said the theory is irrelevant, it's not a perf con. We said that the ballot is bad and your fairness results are bad, not that ableist theory results are bad. We hold it in disclosure, so get better debate. Now, the new offense frame issue. None of this matters under a rule of the ballot. They have not explained how this none of these choices matter underneath a rule of the ballot of pessimism. So there's no need to our analysis on this. They also draw the presumption against, and every triggers presumption, which I'm going to do later. But independently, they drop the Occam razor shirt on the case that you should negate on presumption, because it's just simpler to do, because that means that you don't have to evaluate any debate and you're just negating presumption. They drop the presumption negates. Their only argument is that it would become a wash, because we have reasons why you should affirm. The frame issue is that they have no reasons why Occam's razor affirms at all inside the 1AC or the 1ER, so they've drawn the presumption argument. This takes out every argument on the flow and all their tricks, because it would be easier to just ignore them, pretend like they didn't exist, etc. They've also dropped that access comes before everything, which begs the question of our ability to debate, which is the begs the question of whether I can debate despite in the first place. Now, overthinking. There's no reason why this is true of the 1AC and not the 1AC. The overthinking paradox applies equally to them. Principle of explosion doesn't mean the whole statement is true. I.e., if one part of the statement is true, doesn't mean the whole part of the statement is true. Independently, this would apply negative if you just replace the word af with an egg. 3. This applies to the af as well. If the af is true, then we shouldn't clash with it either, which means they should negate our presumption. 4. Decision-making paradox. This is ridiculously easy to vote negative. If you can't make decisions at all, then you should just vote negative on presumption, which comes before. And in the terms by independently, you can't make decisions because you know our rule of ballot is basically conceded. They basically dropped to be bad, which says that this argument trivialism is self-defeating. If everything is true, so it's a statement. Trivialism is false. All triv is an answer, because even if it proves trivialism, the conclusion is that it's false, which is they can't evaluate it. The paradox of knowability is wrong. If you can't know anything, pause. I have 5 seconds left.
Yeah. Okay. I'm so sorry. Can I just okay.
Paradox of knowability. If you can't know anything, that proves our epistemological disable argument about how you can't know everything about the world, but you just have to evaluate what you can, which is disable files.
Cool. I'll take a random problem. Time starts now.
Wait, sorry. You can pause. Is that time? Or no? I'm gonna just.
Pretty sure I have like 10 seconds.
Yeah, yes, I'm sorry. I just keep going. Can you extend 30 speaks?
Yeah.
Crazy. It's the monkeys thing.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm just going for arbitrary. Okay.
Right.
Alright.
Extend theory speaks theory because anything else is arbitrary. It's the most least arbitrary. Just give us theory speaks. Now to truth testing. Here is the argument. Truth testing is the only rule of the valid constitutive to the resolution and the activity, which proves that the game itself physically cannot function absent it. Which means we're going for constitutivism, that every game needs constitutive rules, otherwise there's no distinction between activities. You just like absent 3 strikes in baseball, you are no longer playing baseball. You have conceded. The valid states voting affirming based on a predetermined resolution, and then affirming to prove true, or the game needs to deny the truth of making truth testing a constitutive part of the debate activity. This outweighs and answers your role of the ballot, because A, even if there are pragmatic reasons to prefer your role of the ballot, that is not enough to warrant why we should care about this. You're no longer engaging in the debate activity, which means that it runs contrary to your usage of debate as an avenue for change, which turns the role of the ballot. And B, even if truth testing is bad, the judge is descriptively bound to it. You conceded the authority of the game when you enter the round. In order to play the game, you logically have to agree to its rules and rules. And even if the rules are bad, that begs the question of an out-of-round advocacy you should have taken part in order to change them. And C, you concede that constitutivism is the internal in the jurisdiction, which means that the debate becomes a binary question of whether the judge has the authority to vote against you because of your race, your ethnicity, or accessibility concerns, or hacking against your scholarship, which turns your position because it justifies an infinite form of exclusion. It's not a question if the judges do vote for the positions, but if they are good to vote on. And D, contesting constitutivism is nonsense. Claiming something that is the role of the ballot appeals to some constitutivism function of the ballot, which is that debates about pragmatic beliefs are incoherent in the context of role of the ballot debates. Now on the line, you say that we didn't set the definitions, but one, even if we didn't read the definitions, they're still in the resolution, which means that we've proven their constitutive burden. And 2, it's on the ballot, which is how the judges vote, which means that it's a jurisdictional question. And 3, it's on tab room, the official officiator of the tournament, which means that it applies under tournament rules. Now, group all their K constraints, the truth testing arguments. The one, good for you, but if I win a reason why you something you did was bad because you tried to justify something other than truth testing, you still lose because your performance ran contrary to your advocacy. And 2, it doesn't matter. Winning truth testing means that if I win truthalism means that we'll do weighing for why that outweighs even if you roll about functions under truth testing. And 2 and 3, no, you have not proven the resolution true. You just proven that it's a good. You have not proven the true resolution false. You just proven that it's not a very good idea. But the resolution being false is not having a normative reason why we have to create an obligation. And the embedded clash from above answers the rest of the 2 and R. They say we dropped Hawkins' razor, but the 2 here said it's a wash. The 1 here said that it's a wash because it's more simpler just to ignore the argument, and truth testing takes out all the independent voters. Trivialism. Going for trivialism, that's the debate evidence. The role of the House is vote for the truth or falsity of the resolution, and trivialism maintains the resolution to be unconditionally true. It's for that everything is true. Here's our argument. Every system of logic requires an alternative. The alternative to trivialism is something called alternate. But for alternate to work, it presumes alternate to be true, meaning that trivialism practically consumes any other alternative. Since everything is true, any statement under alternate would also be considered true under trivialism, which means that there's no possible negation of trivialism in the first place. That proves that trivialism in itself is an inescapable condition. That takes out all the responses. The card explicitly states you can't disprove trivialism by proving that it doesn't work. Rather, you need an alternative outside of trivialism. They make one response, which is that trivialism is false, but one trivialism returning the resolution is false is not true permissibility or flip neg. It's just a contradiction. But the Cabet evidence says that contradiction affirmed and the conceded coming out of the one. You see that contradiction is affirmed because statements can be valid in both true and false. For example, if L is false, then it is what it says it is, so it's true. And if L asserts that it is true, then it is what it says it is, so it's both true. Both of which result in a true contradiction, meaning that you still vote F. And 2, winning that trivialism flips neg or things like that does not negate under truth testing. You've proven that the neg is always true. You conceded the definitions, which means that trivialism outweighs. It's morally proven that the F is always unconditionally true.
Debate.